Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? So glad to see you all, and so glad you all could make it. And to everyone who's watching this on the replay, hey, y'all, and thanks for joining in. Guys, I was thinking about doing a video about this, but then I thought I had to get on here and do a live instead because this is just too good for me not to do it live. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Just give me a second here. I just need to cough real quick. I just had to clear my throat there for a second and didn't need you guys hearing it. But hello, my friends. We've got a lot to talk about. And yes, don't forget to hit that like button as you're coming in to watch the show. Well, I guess I should start with hello, darling Paula. How are you? How is everyone doing? You guys, I think we should start with this because I don't think I should start the show before I say anything else. And from myself, MeghansMole, to the wonderful Catherine the Great, I call her Princess Catherine, actually, Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, Catherine. Let's all wish her a happy birthday, my friends. Happy birthday to the wonderful and beautiful Catherine. She is turning 42, my dears. And I feel like this woman, as she just gets older, she just gets better as the years go by. It's like watching. I know a lot of us have watched William and Catherine's story since they've been young, and we've all watched her from when she was being chased around by the paparazzi and everything. We've watched her go through all of that and just cocoon into this incredible human being that really just keeps her head down, gets to work, cares about her family, cares about those around her, and just ignores all the other noise that is coming at her. Really, like, this is the woman that girls should look up to. I always say, in a world of Meghan Markles, be a Catherine. Be a woman that has humility, who has grace, who has power behind her silence. Just because she's quiet doesn't mean that she's not powerful. I absolutely love Catherine. And I think that because I've watched her and William's love story blossom over the years, like they're only a few years, not like a handful of years older than me. So I've watched them grow up together and I've watched their love blossom. And it's incredible. So, yes, this is the love story that people want to see, the fairy tale love story. I know Harry and Meghan like to claim that they have the fairy tale love story. They really don't. This is the fairy tale love story. What William and Catherine have, watching William after the tragedy that he went through, because people seem to forget that William also lost his mother. It wasn't just Harold. It wasn't just Henry who lost his mother. It was also William. And we've seen William take that tragedy and have a partner beside him who really, they are each other's not only best friends, but they also have each other's backs. We always see how when they're at engagements together, they are supporting each other, but they let the person whose engagement that is to actually shine. When Prince William attends an engagement with Catherine, not only is he supporting her and so proud of her, because you can see it on his face, but you can also see that he is there supporting her, but he's stepping back to let her shine, to take the center stage. And that's what Harry and Meghan have never been able to do, because Meghan is always clawing to be the center when she really doesn't know anything, to be honest. It was a big present. Oh, I think I'm pulling up things you guys are talking about in the chat. Maureen says Catherine is aging like fine wine and Meghan is just gut rotting moonshine. Oh, dear Lord. Civil defense, my dear. I saw you. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I actually did grab a coffee this morning after I dropped off my little one. So thank you for that, my dear. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I had to start the stream with this first. And let's see what Derek is saying, because Derek always has something funny to say. The Sussexes are as useful to the royal family as a square ball bearing. That's a good one. That is awesome. I love it. Yeah, you guys, Catherine is a true queen. It's not about her, it's about service. And you see that. You see that when she goes to events, when she has these events to go to, she's actually engaging with the people that she's visiting. I remember when with Meghan Markle, it was just like, okay, a quick hello, move it. She's at these places for less than 15 minutes and she takes off. It's been reported that Catherine sometimes stays at these engagements to talk to everyone for up to 2.5 hours afterwards. The public doesn't know about this. Reporters don't report about this. They just want the drama and BS, right? But Catherine actually cares. She likes what she's doing. And in order for her to be so successful, she's got to love what she's doing. It's got to be genuine. And Princess Catherine is very genuine. As Susan said, she's regal yet very down to earth, and that's very true. Yeshala, thank you so much. Hello to you too, and you are amazing as well. All of my subscribers and all of my listeners are amazing. You guys are the reason why I come on and spout my rambles and nonsense, but you guys seem to like it, so I keep showing up, and you're the reason why I show up. Plus, it's also nice to feel like I have someone else to talk to than my 4-year-old toddler at times. It's pretty funny. But shall we get on to the show, my friends? You should stay at engagements. It's the people who are supporting them and the community. True. Very, very true. Very true. I agree. Lainey, I love you back, my dear. I love all of you. No birthday photo yet, it seems. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get a birthday photo because it's not like it's like a milestone birthday. Like her 40th birthday, we got the black and white images or the black and sepia colored images, but they were gorgeous. I mean, it will look amazing 30 years from now when we look back at them and they'll look beautiful. But yeah, I think we should hang tight. Maybe we might get something later. Who knows? Maybe it was wishful thinking, but I was hoping maybe Catherine would get bestowed a new order or something like that. But it's all good. It's all good. But happy birthday, Princess Catherine. So awesome watching her grow into her role and just take on and just seeing her have more confidence as the years go by. That's what I love to watch about her. I love seeing all the confidence that it's like once she hit 40, it's like something just snapped and she's like, I own this shit, right? I own this. I'm the Princess of Wales. It's me now. And she's a boss. That's all I've got to say. And girls should be looking up to her as a role model. Okay. So I obviously picked out this photo for good reasons because the clowns of Montecito they truly have become the clowns of Montecito. These two dimwits, I should say, left the royal family thinking that they were going to be the billionaire rock stars of the royal family. They thought that they were going to be receiving up to $1 million per speaking engagement. Maureen, I don't know if Meghan will even show her face after the way she was roasted at the Golden Globes and seeing Ted Sarandos laugh at them. Like, I don't think she's going to be showing her face for a bit. I think maybe she's crying somewhere, collapsed into the arms of a security guard somewhere and just crying. Who cares? Lainey here says, allegedly she did a pap walk in a bookstore and is keeping the pics. Yikes. Well, I feel bad for whatever bookstore that is because they usually get markled. 10th, me again, announcement, third kid. You think so? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. And Paula says, Patrick J. Adams seems pretty obsessed with Meghan. Does he know he is married? Yeah, the way he constantly brings her up is very strange to me. I mean, I think we all saw the way his wife's face kind of dropped the minute she was mentioned. But yeah, it is very, very strange to me. The whole fact that Meghan was brought up the entire time at the Golden Globes and nobody cared and kind of like shunned her, basically, should I say? Not really shunned her, but yeah, they didn't really care too much about her, did they? I am never wrong says, hi, dear Moley. I think Netflix paid to have the Suits cast on that stage. Let's face it, that show is pretty irrelevant and Netflix needs ratings. Now, I think the cast were there to make an appearance because of the numbers that have gone up in Suits, and it's like they're kind of trying to build up on that momentum. But it also shows, I feel like it also just showed the world how much of a bitch Meghan Markle truly is. And the reason why I say that is that this broad couldn't even show up to support her cast. It just shows, okay, you showed up to, I think what was it? The Variety? Was it the Variety? Oh, I always get the name mixed up with the other one. I think it was the Variety where she got pushed off stage. I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm wrong in there, but where she was pushed off stage. And Marsha B, you're right. We don't know the numbers are accurate because we have seen them inflate the numbers before. Ah, yes, it is Variety. So when Meghan got pushed off at the Variety event, when the woman was asking her questions like, oh, do you know how the Suits, like the numbers are back up and why it has seen this resurgence all of a sudden? Meghan was like, oh, I don't know why. I mean, we all know exactly why, but it just shows like she is not a team player. She is not, I always say, and this is just my opinion, you guys, but she she ruins her own chances by making too many demands. That's the thing. And that's what I've heard from people, and that's what I've heard in the past. I mean, we saw when she was doing that little Reitman spot. She was very demanding at that time. You don't think as the Duchess of Sussex that she's not going to demand more? She almost like ruins her own chances because of her greed. But I wanted to show you this because I gotta throw a huge shout out to Nancy Sidley from the Sidley twins who shared this, and hopefully I won't get dinged for this, but let's see. Okay, I wanted to show you. How great was I put the sound for you guys. Ready? I just want you guys to hear this because this is ridiculous. This is what Harry and Meghan have now been, well, reduced to. Absolutely reduced to. How great was Imelda Staunton in The Crown? Wasn't she amazing? Her portrayal of the Queen was so good. Prince Harry called her and asked her for money. Like I said, I don't. Prince Harry called Imelda Staunton and asked her for money. Do you guys see? This is ridiculous. They are known as grifters all throughout Hollywood. All throughout Hollywood, everyone is making fun of Harry and Meghan going around asking people for money. That is so crazy. Like, all of Hollywood has caught on. You guys are nothing but grifters. That's it. Let's keep watching because this is wild. Write all these. That one's not right. Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix. Oh dear, look at Ted there. Do you see that? He started laughing. He starts laughing. How embarrassing. Imagine being the co-CEO of Netflix, which he is, and getting jokes made at your expense because you gave these two dimwits one of the biggest contracts and they couldn't even deliver. They couldn't deliver at all. But Ted here is sitting here laughing. So this is why I think that Meghan probably wouldn't be showing her face today or the next while, because this is embarrassing. To have the guy that you were seen sitting next to at the Beyonce concert when you went on the second night by yourself is now laughing at your expense. It's hilarious. All of Hollywood is caught on. And how long did that take? Not even 4 years for Meghan to completely destroy their entire reputation. Yeah, Cece, I agree. Ted was embarrassed. He did start chuckling, and then you could see, like, oh my God, how embarrassing. Marsha B, you're right. Everything they touch turns to crap. It's the reverse Midas touch. Exactly. This is crazy. It is wild. Paula M says Meghan doesn't have Mr. Markle calling top executives to fix things for her like he did with the Nickelodeon commercial. Yep. Guys, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. These guys literally left to become the second royal family in America. They really thought that they were going to be the big shots. And within 4 years, they have tanked their own reputation. I mean, how crazy is this? Okay, now the wild thing to me is that there were all these stories that Meghan Markle was going to be showing up at the Golden Globes. She will be there. She will be presenting. And now this is the funny thing. Now, instead, this is the problem with Meghan Markle. And this is another reason why, if you guys were here yesterday, I discussed how I don't think WME is really representing her because of, well, articles like this. We all know that Meghan Markle is quite thin-skinned. She has to respond to everything. So, of course, Page 6 got an exclusive instantly, quite quickly, to be frank, saying that Meghan Markle turned down the chance to reunite with her Suits co-stars at the Golden Globes, Page 6 can reveal. So we're supposed to believe that Meghan Markle turned down showing up at this event. Now, I just need to show something because I got to remind you guys. We're supposed to believe that Meghan Markle turned down showing up to this event. She's always wanted to go to an awards ceremony. This is the same Meghan Markle who went on the Ellen show, right? And squatted for Ellen for attention. I mean, we are talking about the same Meghan Markle, aren't we? Aren't we? Remember? She went on the Ellen show. She squatted on the Ellen show. She drank out of a baby bottle with milk. She acted like a squirrel. She acted like a complete fool. And let's not forget that Meghan and Harry, not too long ago, showed up to a ribbon cutting event when they weren't even invited, nor were they even cutting the damn ribbon. I got to show you that video. But Marion, you are completely right. What makes me laugh, she says, was that the idiot prince thought he won the lottery. Instead, he got a pig in a poke. That is great. What is crazy is that, yeah, Harry really thought he was marrying the ultimate wife. Like, she really fed that idiot a story and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker, which is exactly why this photo is so fitting for them today. They are the clowns of Montecito. Because truly, what are they good for besides being material for other people to make fun of? Let's be honest. Nobody wants them around because whenever they do show up, the entire event turns out to be about Meghan. I mean, look at the Golden Globes before I get into this video. they were all asking about Meghan. Oh, Meghan Markle, is she a part of the group chat? And I love how Gina Torres was like, no, we ain't got her number. She handled it in the most classiest manner. It was almost like Mariah, like, we don't know that bitch. We don't talk to her. But look at this. Remember this, my friends? And I caught onto this with, I don't know, I turn up the sound because sometimes you can hear things. My ears are quite sharp. Hate to kind of brag about that, but that is one of my talents. I have sharp ears like a fox. I can hear everything. So when I saw this video, I had turned it up. And remember, Meghan Markle stood in the very front and was blocking the woman who was cutting the ribbon. And you can hear her say, I can't see anything. And you can hear Harry apologize to her instead of asking his harlot, like, hey, step back a little. Let the actual CEO of this business, of this entity, be able to see the speaker. But oh my goodness, Red Squirrel, I am sorry. Red Squirrel says squirrels were offended about the Ellen DeGeneres thing. Yeah, because I have a lot of squirrels in my yard, and they don't eat anything in the way that Meghan Markle was eating on that show. Let's just say that. The way that Meghan Markle was eating, no, squirrels have a lot more elegance when they eat, and they're not as messy. I'm just saying. Maureen says Meghan would show up to the opening of a can of cat food. At this point, she would show up to an opening of a diaper factory. Let's be honest. But let me show you this video because I couldn't believe this. Instead of asking his harlot to step back after she says, look, she says she can't hear, and Meghan turns back and smiles at her instead of moving. So she obviously heard her. Listen up, guys.
Can't see anything. Can't see anything.
You guys catch that there?
Can't see anything. Can't see anything. Can't see anything.
Megan's like, hi, everyone. She's like, I can't see anything. I'm like, sorry. This is ridiculous. It's so funny. I see Jamba has joined in. Hi, Jamba. And hey, Sandy South. Good to see you here. Oh, my goodness. This is just so embarrassing. And the fact that Meghan just can't keep her mouth shut. You mean you don't need to respond. There doesn't need to be a response that you didn't go because you were too busy. Doing what? What were you too busy doing? Because you don't have any offers. But let me continue with this article because we need to see what her excuse was. And I'll tell you what probably it was, and that's my opinion, my friends. But it goes here that the Duchess of Sussex was invited to join former cast members Patrick J. Adams, Gabrielle Macht, Sarah Rafferty, and Gina Torres on stage to present the best TV drama, but was unavailable. We asked the Duchess, but were told that unfortunately she had a previous commitment. What? Doing the horizontal cha-cha with Marcus? Watching the live stream go down? What was she too busy for? Because we know that Meghan has no friends. We don't see her hanging around anyone. We don't even see her hanging around with her own mother or her children. Spangle says she's busy with the little ones being little. You guys are such a mess in the comment section. I absolutely love it. I love it here. Sobbing on the floor, says Eldenina. That's hilarious, my friends. You guys are so funny. But yeah, apparently Meghan was unavailable. So the Suit star, Sans Markle, made an appearance after the host, Jo Koy, made brutal digs at Prince Harry and his wife. Oh, look at the photo they have used here. How nice. Look at this feminist this global feminist for women who was known for taking off her clothes in suits, who was sixth on the call sheet, who wanted to be known as a philanthropist humanitarian to line her own pockets. I mean, I can't stop laughing. It was just ridiculous. I mean, the cast looked great without Meghan being there. I feel like if Meghan being there, it would have been all about Meghan. It would have been all about her. She's not a team player, and that's the issue that that we have with Meghan, right? Meghan is not a team player. It's all about herself. It's uh Gay says she probably demanded $1 million to appear. No, what I think, now this is just my opinion, is that Meghan has a habit of thinking that she needs a ton of security around her, right? She's showing up to an event where there are many A-listers, people who are more famous than her, than she will ever be. And they don't have as many demands as Meghan Markle does. Kids are irrelevant. I wouldn't be surprised, because as we saw when she showed up to that variety event, we saw that she needed one bodyguard walking in front of her and looking around like he needed to clear the room, like she was someone important coming through. And then she had another bodyguard walking behind her, and she had a publicist with her. I mean, this girl is ridiculous. You don't think that an event like the Golden Globes or Variety or the Academy Awards or the Emmys or the Oscars won't have top-notch security? This woman goes to the point like, I need to have more security for myself. I need to have this. I need to have this kind of vehicle. I need to have this kind of hotel set up for me. I need XYZ paid for me. At the end of the day, it's like, bitch, we don't even want you there. We don't even want you there at all. Paula M says Meghan wanted to clear the room like she cleared Wimbledon. Hey, I wouldn't put it past her. It reminds me of that. There was like a walk that she did. Hold on, let me find it. Purple dress. Now, do you remember there was this when she showed up to this event wearing a purple Aritzia dress, and she went to go hug the lady instead of, just letting the lady do the usual thing and curtsy to her, not bow. And she gets a face full of Meghan's titties in her face. And it was ridiculous. It was the worst thing. I think it was with Kate Garraway was her name. Oh my God, it was so bad. No, not Kate Garraway. It's that other woman. God, I forget her name. I'm sure you guys will correct me, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But Meghan Markle, like, she always wants to have the biggest entry, and nobody cares. It reminds me of that time when she went to Dagenham. Remember the school? And she was hugging up against that little schoolboy. They had to line up the school kids so that she can walk in between them and have them all clap for her. Like, this is the kind of woman that she is. She's insecure. Because a person who was secure with themselves wouldn't need people to line up or clear the room and clap for her just to recognize her existence. You never saw the Queen doing anything like that. You don't see Princess Catherine doing anything like that. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? A part of me wishes that Meghan Markle did show up to the Golden Globes, because that camera would have been on her face the whole time while Jo Koy was up there just obliterating them, just humiliating them with his words. They could not. She would have been like, that mask would have been slipping. She would have thrown a fit. She would have been so angry. I mean, it would have been entertaining to watch, though. That would be hilarious. But yeah, apparently Meghan was too busy to attend the Golden Globes. There's people are stating that it had to do with not enough security for her to attend and that it would be a security breach, blah, 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 whatever. There are people there who are worth more than Meghan Markle, who are more famous than Meghan Markle, and they were completely fine. But yet, Meghan Markle demands all these things, and Meghan destroys her own opportunities with her narcissism, and that's my opinion, my friends. Meghan just prices herself out of opportunities with these demands. Is there any real Gigi says, is there any proof she was invited at all? Well, Ted Sarandos is there. Ted Sarandos at the moment is Meghan's boss, technically, if we're really talking about it. And if the whole Netflix Suits cast were there, I'm sure they put it past her to show up since, well, she is being paid by them. But maybe she just made it so difficult that at the end they were just like, no, we don't want her there. Who cares? Guys, there's 814 of you here watching. That is awesome. I hope you guys hit the like button. It helps YouTube throw me out into the algorithm now that my channel is back up and running and has been thankfully remonetized again. Yay! Isn't it great how as much Meghan Markle and her degenerate Sussex squids constantly try to take me down? I mean, she had that loser Christopher Boozy try and come after me, and he hasn't been able to get me shut down. And I still am here standing. So neener, neener, neener in your face, my friends. In your face. And if you're here and watching and you've been watching for the last 32 minutes, clearly you are enjoying what I've been saying. So make sure you hit that like button just so my videos can get out into the algorithm more and, you know, really piss off Meghan Markle and her fans that, hey guys, as much as you try to get rid of me, I'm still going to be in your face here, bitches. I'm still going to be here no matter how much you try. And it is just so incredible watching all of this happen. I told you guys 2024 was going to be all about reckoning, and it feels like Harry and Meghan truly are receiving their karma, doesn't it? There was a story yesterday that I missed that I wanted to touch about, and it was about Harry being excluded from the Sandhurst 200 top alumni of all time, and that is a major snub to him. I mean, really, he thought that he was going to be included, but well, after all of his self-admitted use of illegal substances, this guy has no business being on any lists or anything. Now, I should mention that Prince William did make the cut, and I think he also penned the foreword too. So, neener, 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 Harry, in your face. You picked a loser for a wife who has dragged you into the gutter where you now belong. Thank you, Kitsy Blitz. Of course, William did write the forward, as I just mentioned. That is incredible. Kids Irrelevant, thank you so much, my dear. That is very generous of you. You say you are as strong as ever, and I love your channel. No, I love you guys. The fact that you guys are here makes it all worth it. I mean, the fact that you guys even stuck by me through the 3 months that I basically took a little hiatus means the world to me. And I could never abandon an incredible community who has stuck by me through all the nonsense and BS. And for those who are asking, don't worry, those videos that you are highly anticipating will be coming out, but I'm just need to wait a little bit, you know, wait a month, just let YouTube things get back to normal, and then bam, we'll drop the big one. Jet says, we don't have her number. Famous last words. Wasn't that just mwah, delicious? I love that. I love that. Marissa, that's incredible. I love each and every single one of you. That's awesome. And S Busker, thank you for becoming a new member on the channel. I really need to get to work on some of these new emojis and emoticons and everything. I'll tell you what happens. So usually after my little one is done school, my friends, I am busy with him doing things like that. And by the time nighttime rolls around, I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit down and make a quick video or something. And then I just think like, oh God, I still have laundry to fold. I got to think about what to make for dinner tomorrow night. I'm too tired. So that's why like I've been sticking to the lives recently because it's been a little bit easier. But I will try and get into the swing of making the little standalone videos. I know you guys are loving that. Yes, Richard. Exactly. Hashtag moonbump Meghan all day long. And my friends, make sure, I'm glad that Spangles mentioned this and I saw this, but make sure that you're subscribed because YouTube's been doing, they always do their thing where they unsubscribe channels. I think it's because if you haven't been active for a while, they just think that you're not using the channel anymore, your username, and they just unsub people. So just make sure that you're subscribed and that all your notifications are on and everything. So you do know that when I'm going to go live because I do give out a bit of a notice before I do. And yeah, Sandy, this community is pretty awesome. I think we should all roast a chicken one day. That would be hilarious. But yeah, just make sure check and see if you are subscribed. Is that so? Maggie says, Maggie must watch you, Moley. She used the term little ones, and you have always said little ones. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. Yesterday, I told a couple stories about my little one and how we were at the dollar store and how he mentioned loudly, like, Mommy, hurry up. You said you have to pee, and this random person heard him. And after I did that live, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be crazy if a story like that popped out of Meghan Markle's mouth? Because if you guys hear something like that, you know exactly where it came from. The little adventures that I have with my son, I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to steal my stories that I share with you guys all here about the adventures with my little one and the funny things that come out of my little one's mouth and steals them and spins them into a narrative of her own. I wouldn't be surprised at all, one bit. Tati says, yes, I never thought of that. You do always say that. Yeah, I didn't clue in until it was just mentioned also. But I have always referred to my little one as my little one, even online. Just said my little one. I think it's because obviously you guys know I have a son, but I think at the beginning I would always refer to him as my little one because I didn't want that people to know if I had a boy or a girl at the time. So it was just a way to keep him, another way to keep him protected and nondescript, right? I feel like the less clues you give out because you never know who is listening, especially since the Sussex squatties are super hyper focused on wanting to figure out who I am. They just yeah, better to not give out so much information. And Deidre, so sweet of you. She says they were busy moving Doris into the guest house. Now, this is crazy because we heard this story before. I didn't even know that Doria, or Cell Block 6 Doria, as I like to call her, even left the guest house. I mean, what happened to the house that she took by, ending her father's life allegedly? And that is just my opinion. I'm sure many of you, have you guys heard the story about how Doria came to have her father's house? I think I should do a live about that. Maybe I'll do a live about that tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I shouldn't even mention when I'm going to do a live about that, just in case if they suddenly demonetize me, just like how they did when I mentioned I would be doing a moon bump video. But yes, her dad's house. No, I think she still owns it. I think she still owns the house, but you guys, I should do a story about that because a lot of people have no idea about it. I think, yeah, definitely do a live. The dog lead, yeah, the dog lead that was wrapped only around his ankles, and they only got the story from Doria. Doria was the only person that they got the story, and it didn't match the story, I mean, with what the coroner had come up with in his findings. Please do it, Moley. It should be explained. Okay, guys. Okay. So I think I will. I'll pull up all the old, because there's a lot of old stuff that have been wiped that I've screenshotted and kept. So I will, yeah, let's talk about that because I find it so funny that nobody from Doria's side of the family speaks up. They spoke up once for that interview that they did a long, long time ago, like an exclusive interview they did with, I think it was ET Canada or something, but nobody talks about Doria. And it almost makes me wonder, like, did this woman, like, is she dangerous? Are they afraid of her? What is going on? Yeah, the story, Deirdre, how it goes is that allegedly this man who was in good condition, good health, was walking his dog and he tripped and fell over the dog lead or the leash, as Americans call it. And he tripped and fell and passed away a few days later in hospital. Now, when he did pass away, there's the coroner report, and I think I have a copy of the coroner report in my files somewhere. I have to go digging, but said that he had passed away from blunt force trauma to his head. Now, come on, when you hear blunt force trauma to the head, what does that tell you? Do I really need to spell it out? And the leash was only wrapped around his ankles. The leash wasn't even in his hand. So I definitely, like, I wouldn't be, you know what, I'm going to save my thoughts the the video that I made. But yeah, it is very, very, very weird. It's very sinister. I don't trust cell block 6 Doria at all. It is very suspicious. Doria seems very dangerous. I mean, when I saw her sitting in the pew by herself at Meghan's wedding, and like she was I don't know if her lips were dry or she was nervous, but she was like playing with her lips. And in my opinion, I feel like at that time, like there was just like money symbols in her eyes. Like she was in her head, she was probably thinking, I can't believe my daughter did it. I can't believe my daughter is marrying into this royal family. I've hit the jackpot. She is marrying this dumbass, and we are going to make it. We are going to be rich. No, it wasn't. The blunt force trauma wasn't to the fall hitting the ground, because where he fell and where his head had hit the ground, my dear, wasn't where the blunt force trauma was. The blunt force trauma was more on the top of his head and not where he fell. Because if he fell, it would have been like the back or the side of your head. And this was more towards the top. But yeah, I always say when you allow clowns into your family, they will make sure they turn it into a clown show if they are not the main act. How does that saying go? But I don't trust these folks at all. I don't understand how security like MI6 or MI5 would allow someone like Doria to be around the royal family. I don't trust cell block 6 Doria. I don't trust Meghan Markle. And at the end of the day, now that Meghan Markle, you know what? I will give Meghan Markle this, my friends. I will give credit where credit is due. And I do give credit to Meghan Markle for exposing Harry for the asshole that he truly is. Here we go. Never invite a vampire into your home. It renders you powerless. That is very true. Very true. And I missed another comment here. Shoot. John, thank you so much for the super sticker, my dear. That was very sweet of you. But there was another one that I missed somewhere. Deirdre, I caught you there. Oh dear, I can't see it. Kelly, thank you so much for the super sticker, my dear. That is very appreciated and so thankful. What was I going to say? See, my brain is going like a mile a minute right now. And Kelly, thank you again. That's really, you could have just commented that. You didn't have to send another super chat, dear, my dear. That is so very thankful. I'm so grateful. Thank you. You guys, but yeah, circumstantial. But yeah, I think I should dig up the old facts. I should make a video, but Harry, I gotta say, I gotta thank Meghan Markle for exposing Harry and showing the entire world that Harry is an asshole with severe emotional and mental issues. He's got some serious issues, and I've got to give credit to Meghan Markle for that. Thank you for showing the world that Harry is a pathetic, lunatic, dimwit, jerk off who is highly jealous of his own brother and family, who is not only unstable, but he is also dangerous. He has threatened his own father. He has told us how unstable he is. And had it not been for Meghan Markle, we would have believed this whole palace-made PR bullshit and shenanigans. Oh dear. Oh, Kelly, that's so funny, but you are so sweet, my dear. Thank you. That's appreciated. But do you guys get what I'm saying? And Susan, you're right. The palace did an excellent PR job on him. We saw how much of a mess Harry was. I think we are all old enough to remember the time when Harry was stumbling out of the nightclubs, piss drunk out of his tree, where he was running after photographers, when he was beating up photographers. He was a handful for his own security, and it was bad to the point where instead of Charles sending his son off to rehab or some facility, Charles instead played into Harry's issues and fed more into it by what? By building a whole nightclub at his estate so his son and his friends could get drunk and there wouldn't be paparazzi, so that they can act in whatever ways that they could behave and do some degenerate things and the public wouldn't know about it. Instead of Charles saying, no, my son is an asshole with issues, instead of getting him the help that he required, you said, no, instead, I'll build him a nightclub where he can get drunk instead. I mean, I'm sorry, Charles, you definitely dropped the ball there. I understand you're too busy sticking your nose in Camilla's skirt and sniffing her and stuff, but come on, man. Good Lord, Charles. Yeah, Charles, I think it was at Highgrove. Harry even mentions it in his book, but he had his own pub built in downstairs, like his own little club that he got. Soundproof everything. With whatever liquor you could imagine, I bet. With whatever drugs, I'm guessing. Sparks says, I think Charles did send him to rehab after they found the weed. I think that was just for a one-day stint, wasn't it? It was just for one day where like he could see what those people were going. One day wasn't going to do anything to him. You needed to stick him there, no contact, and just, that's it. Make him get clean, but you didn't. Instead, you built him a pub or a nightclub in your residence instead. You guys remember? Derek says, if Harry had a brain cell, it would be extremely lonely. Derek, you are a mess, my friend. You are a mess. Yeah, remember the Vegas train wreck? Remember? We all saw his, well, not so endowed unit. I know everyone saw. We all saw him hugging and rubbing his twigs and berries up against other boys there. Remember, it was after that whole Vegas stint that all of a sudden uh, Edward Lane Fox was brought in and he came up with the whole Invictus thing. That whole Invictus and getting Harry involved with the veterans and stuff, it was all just a PR act from the royal family just to turn him into that lovable person. And you know what? I'd like to thank Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, if you are listening to me at the moment, which you probably are, or if one of your sad, lonely workers has to be forced to listen to me, thank you. Thank you for exposing Harry to the entire world for the fraud that he is, for the asshole that he is, for the complete jerk off that he truly is. Thank you for showing us that he truly is a dimwit. He is an idiot with low standards, because if he didn't have low standards, he wouldn't have picked you. But he did. And you guys are two of the same, is what I'm starting to realize at the end of the world. You both have been so coddled by your own family, by Harry by his own father, and Meghan by your own father, that you guys are just two entitled, lazy fucking grifters who think the world owes you everything when, well, when in reality, had you two not been in the positions that you were, you two would probably end up being the bagging person at the supermarket. I mean, I mentioned this yesterday and I'll say it again. Harry was a prince, but nobody wanted to marry him. Nobody wanted to be with him. You're telling me nobody wanted to be with a prince? No aristocratic woman wanted to be with a prince? Of course, because there's something fucking wrong with him. Pardon my French. Nobody wanted this paranoid, psychopathic idiot around them. Nobody wanted to deal with a nearly 40-year-old man who probably doesn't pick up his dirty undies off the ground. Nobody wanted to deal with that. There are reasons, Marcia, you're completely right. There are reasons why nobody wanted to marry Harry. And thanks to Meghan Markle, we are seeing exactly why. He's emotionally stunted. He's immature. He's highly jealous. I mean, I could say all these things about Meghan Markle too. She's emotionally stunted, highly jealous. There are reasons why Harry had to go with a D grade, lower than D grade listed actress who never made it in Hollywood. I know she wants to say she's coming for a comeback, but you had to have been in Hollywood before you could make a comeback. Meghan Markle was absolutely a nobody. She only became a household name when she married this ginger, dim-witted, I should, never mind. I got to be careful what comes out of my mouth sometimes. Because sometimes I just let the things fly and I don't want to get into that much trouble with YouTube. And yes, we've been, like I said, if you guys think that the royal family are protecting the other oaf, which is Prince Andrew, then you guys have no idea. Because we have all heard all the rumors about Prince Harry and what he did with the women when he was in Afghanistan. And then we have Harry saying in his book about how he was protected and how he would be taken away from the base whenever there would be drug tests. I mean, come on. This guy has been protected. This guy has been seriously protected, and it's gotten to a point where, in my opinion, I think Harry is worse than Andrew. I truly do. I know people say Harry is the new Andrew. I think he's going to be worse than Andrew. I think they have protected Harry so much, and to the point where Harry has done some horrible things. I mean, look at this photo, for example. Hold on. Whoops. Let me pull up this photo because I know that people want to say, like, I'm no fan of Prince Andrew myself. Please don't get that twisted for 1 second. I don't think anything of Andrew. I think he's an absolute garbage, degenerate human being, just like Harry. I think the two of them are cut from the same cloth. I don't like him. But the thing is that with Harry, we got pictures like this. Do you remember this? And then yesterday, I had mentioned that it was back in 2011. I mean, okay, let me start here. Where have we ever seen photos of Andrew doing things like this? Now, this was, I think, back in 2011. It was at a nightclub. And yes, that is Prince William in the back drinking his martinis. I think Mike Tyndall was right when he called William One Pint Willie, because look at how sloshed he looked. But the thing that I'm trying to say is that while people have a lot of hatred for Andrew and call him all types of names and everything, the accusations coming at Andrew by that girl, Virginia Giuffre, she is not the best. Like, she is not a victim, in my opinion. She was there procuring women in Central Park in what's his face's Mercedes. She was not a victim. Her parents would drop her off at the airport. But because now she wants to play as a victim to gain millions of dollars and is basically blackmailing these people, because Andrew is the low-hanging fruit. Why do you think people go after Andrew all the time? The low-hanging fruit of the family who doesn't say anything. But if we've seen photos of like this of Harry, we've heard of Harry like inappropriately touching women. You can, if you've read Harry's book Spare, you read about his hatred towards women and how he treats them. I don't know if many of you will remember this, but it was back in 2011. Oh, sorry, that picture of Harry being all drunk and stuff, I think that was 2003. And then back in 2011, let me show you this. It was in 2011, and I don't know if you guys remember this photo here. Princess Catherine, I mean Kate at the time, or whatever, Catherine, was bending over on the balcony, on the Buckingham Palace balcony at Trooping the Color in 2011. And I'm mentioning this, so if there are any sugars in here and they're saying I'm lying, go and look it up. Trooping of the Color 2011, Buckingham Palace balcony. Catherine was bending over to speak to one of the youngsters, and what did Harry do? He pinched her bottom, which is why Catherine suddenly shot up and looked back, and he has this disgusting look on his face like guilty. Harry has always been a disgusting pig who has never known what his boundaries are because no one has ever put him in his place. Yeah, you didn't know that, Marsha? Go look this up. 2011, Trooping of the Color. Prince Harry pinches Catherine's bottom. How disgusting. And no one did anything. Well, number one, how could you? You can't react so much because you're in front of so many people. God, if I was Catherine, I would have probably turned around and clocked him right there in the face. Could you imagine pinching your brothers? I think William and Catherine were married at this point. Pinching your wife's bottom while she's bent over speaking to like the youngsters. Which is why when I hear stories about about the way Harry treated the ladies of the night in Afghanistan, I don't put it past him for a second. I believe them. Yeah, I believe that he is a pig that has never learned his boundaries. He's always been protected. That's the thing. He even mentioned himself in the book Spare that he would smack and hit his bodyguards and piss them off and throw things at them and hit them and laugh because he knew they couldn't hit him back. That's the kind of piece of shit that Harry truly is. He knows he is protected. So he goes around and acts like a bully towards people, knowing that no one can touch him because he is the prince. And one of these days, he's going to cross the wrong person. And prince or not prince, he's going to meet the wrong person who's probably going to knock him out one of these days. But with that said, I think, yeah, Harry is disgusting. Harry and Andrew, both disgusting. So let me tell you the rest of this, of what happened. So after Harry pinches Catherine's bottom at this event, while they're at the Trooping of Color in 2011, Catherine was shocked. Of course she was. They said that Catherine flinched, her face froze, and she couldn't believe what was going on because Harry was giggling about it. And instead of everyone, the family, anyone saying anything, look at what they did. Everyone burst out laughing. Could you imagine having your bottom pinched, and because of the setting that they are in? Yeah, Susu, you're right. It is basically SA. It is SA. You grabbed my ass without my permission. That is SA. That is the definition of SA. And what did everyone do? They laughed it off. They laughed it off. Now I'm seeing all these patterns. I'm seeing all these things that Harry has done. And if you think that Prince Andrew, now like I said, I don't give a shit about Andrew. I don't care about him. What he deserves, he gets. And he should have cleaned up his mess from the very beginning instead of trying to hide it. I always say when you're trying to hide your mess, it comes out worse when other people tell your story for you. Oh, CC, I didn't know that. She says it is a crime, or they say it is a crime in the UK to pinch someone without permission. Yeah, so he's always been a pig. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some horrific stories about him. I mean, there was that story about him and that waitress in Calgary, remember? So come on, the guy's a degenerate just like Andrew. Tati says, Andrew is retired from being a working royal and he is in no way like Harry. I'm saying that no, Harry is probably worse than Andrew, but they're both idiots. They're both oafs. They aren't the smartest. They aren't the sharpest crayon in the box. Let's just say that. See, Susu? Susu says, you are right, Mole. I'm scared what he has done that we don't know about. Yeah. Just think about it. If Harry goes as far as pinching Catherine's bottom and gets a chuckle out of it, just imagine what else he would have done or what else he has done. It's gross. It's totally gross to me. But yeah, I had to jump on here and let me try and wrap this up. But what do you guys think is going to be next for Meghan? What is she going to do? You have no projects lined up. And the problem with Meghan Markle is that she announces things too soon. She's the type of person that always puts the cart before the horse. She's running before she can even walk. Cherise says she's done, and I agree. I think we just need to sit back, my friends, and just watch this shit show just roll on in 2024. We need to watch the karma that is slowly coming back at them to smack them in the face. Dream Girl says more parking lot pap walks. Civil defense, I'm sorry you gotta go. I'm about to wrap this up here. I'm glad you could join, and thank you for becoming a member. All of you guys, like, thank you so much for all the love and support and just being here. It's so nice to be back and just to be back to normal. Marcia says, I think they are both done. Yeah, I think so too. They have nothing to offer. Harry's M says, Harry is a little worse than Andrew. I'm sure there's more skeletons. Smegs is running out of ideas, but I'm probably sure she'll steal someone else's ideas. Now, you guys have been listening. I wouldn't be surprised if Meghan Markle stole one of my anecdotes or stories that I've told you here about my little one. I mean, now that you guys have mentioned that you guys have only heard me mention my little one and heard Megan, who even knows if she stole that from me? But if you do hear anything about Meghan Markle telling stories about Archie claiming that mommy has to go pee loudly, you know that is my story and she stole it from me, my friends. And if she does that, there will be hell to raise. So be like my little ears to the streets. And if you hear Meghan Markle stealing my stories, let me know, because I will get a lawyer on her ass quick. And that will be a nice little show for us to watch here too. Could you imagine if Meghan Markle stole my story about my child telling me I need to go pee and then I tried to sue her for that? Oh my God, that would be an absolute shit show, but it would be entertaining to watch. That's for sure. Okay, my friends, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for the day. Thank you so much for joining. And for those that are watching on the replay and watching this a little bit later, let me know what you think are Meghan's next moves in Hollywood after being horrendously roasted on the Golden Globes. All of Hollywood is laughing at her, and even the CEO of Netflix was laughing at her. I mean, how's that for being the billionaire rock star of the royal family, right? Y'all, I cannot. This is so funny. So make sure you guys have all the popcorn ready in the world, because we have the year just begun. We're only 9 days in and the shit show has been off the wall. It's been wild and I cannot. It's been fun to watch. Anyways, my friends, I'm going to get going here. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you to all of you who signed up to become a member, to those of you who sent super chats and super stickers. You guys know that's not necessary, but I do appreciate it. Having you guys here in the chat while I'm doing this live means more to me than anything. And you can't really put a price on that, to be honest. The camaraderie and the community is what I live for. And that's what I love, being here and coming here and talking to you guys. But with that said, guys, I'm going to get going. I'm going to go have a coffee. I hope you guys have an incredible day or night, and I will catch you all in the next one, my friends. And as always, stay gorgeous, my lovelies. Take care. Bye.